Hey there, wonderful people. Welcome to part 4 of my Japan Winter 2023 vlog series. If you missed the previous videos, please check out the link in the description box below. Bidding adieu to Takayama was tough, but my next adventure was calling me to Okayama, where the folklore hero Momotaro the Peach Boy is from. The 4.5-hour journey between cities was the perfect time for a nap, but I'm a light sleeper, so that opportunity escaped me. Arriving at Okayama JR Station, I had a mini meetup with my online Japanese language teacher, where we exchanged gifts and took selfies. I was so nervous and excited that I forgot all the Japanese I learned, and even forgot to record the moment when I met her. After settling in at the hotel, we wanted a taste of the unique flavors of Okayama, so we went to the first place we saw, McDonald's. And yes, it was absolutely delicious, and I wish I had more of it. Maybe next time I'll order 30 of those rice burgers. I wandered into Village Vanguard, which is a playful bookstore chain with over 350 stores across Japan, where you can buy various manga, anime character merchandise, CDs, DVDs, etc. Here's a random tidbit about the company. The store name was actually a hat tip to a jazz club in New York City. And if you visit any of the Village Vanguard stores, you'll notice the organization is kind of funky. Each store has its own creative layout based on the employee's interpretation of what it should be. So prepare yourself to be splendidly lost among the aisles of anime wonders. As the chilly embrace of the night wrapped around us, the vibrant heart of Okayama beckoned. Seizing the moment to dive into the city's soul, we ventured into the pulsating downtown area.
That's exactly what I said.
Here, amidst the neon glow and rhythmic hum of urban life, the Nightlife District awaited, promising an evening of exploration and discovery. We randomly went into an izakaya, not knowing if it was good or not. Unfortunately, I forgot the name of this place, but in my unbiased opinion, I'm glad we went there because the drinks kept flowing and the food was plentiful. Our little table turned into a smorgasbord of intriguing izakaya classics and culinary curveballs, with each dish being a delight to our flavor palette. And what's a feast without some much-deserved beers to complement the food? The beers were the perfect companions to our gastronomic journey. In that little izakaya, we didn't just eat and drink, we celebrated the joy of serendipitous discoveries. Standing proudly in front of Okayama Station is one of the most recognizable statues in Japan, the folk hero Momotaro the Peach Boy, whose tale was repurposed into a more serious role as war propaganda during World War II to symbolize Japan fighting against enemy outside forces. But thanks to this folktale, one of the most popular confections to buy from Okayama is kibidongo, a small round rice cake Momotaro used in the story. Overlooking the Asahi River in Ujo Park is the illustrious Okayama Castle, also known as Crow Castle, and should not be confused with its more cheerful cousin, Himeji Castle, aka the White Heron. When thinking of majestic, powerful fortresses, the representation of crows for this castle is used to evoke an effortlessly cool and intimidating presence. I learned that the original construction was completed in 1597 after the Battle of Sekigahara. However, what we see here today was reconstructed in 1965 due to damage from air raids in World War II. Inside the castle are various historical displays where guests can scrutinize everyday items to gain an idea of life in the castle during its heyday by clan members who resided within. The palanquin wasn't just any mode of transportation, it was reserved for the elite. The more artistic and ornate the palanquin, the higher the social status. It's the feudal era's version of rolling up in a Lamborghini.
So I actually sit very comfortably in there because Daniel were short. They're all my height. They're basically like 5'1", 5'2". Maybe because it didn't have a proper nutrition.
Fun fact, I share the same height of a typical samurai from that period. So forget the tall representations exemplified in anime or movies. Samurai warlords fought fiercely in all their 155 centimeter stature. My personal highlight? The armors and clothing of the nobles. It was like stepping into a fashion show from feudal Japan, with each piece telling a story of power, prestige, and undeniable style. It was a visual feast that left me hungry for more. Speaking of hunger, we took a break at the cafe for a well-deserved seasonal fruit parfait located in the basement. We also stopped by the gift shop, which sold Okayama exclusive merch, such as regional omiyage and high-quality denim found in the prefecture. One of the things I was looking forward to most was the views of Korakuen, which is one of 3 of Japan's best gardens. I expected to treat my eyes to these views, but was instead met with this. As it turns out, every year in early February, an annual grass burning event is carried out where the lawn is charred black as a way to get rid of pests and to encourage growth of new buds. Regardless of how disappointed my expectations were, it was still a tranquil experience and I learned some new things. The word Korakuen roughly translates to Garden of Pleasure After, which sounds like the perfect setup for a scandalous novel, but in reality, it refers to a Confucian concept of pleasure after hard work. So basically, it's the garden equivalent of treating yourself after a long day of adulting. Gathering of the fishes. But why? And at what cost? Unless you don't mind the main color scheme of browns and muted earth tones, the ideal time to come here would probably be during all the other seasons, and not during winter. For our stay in Okayama, I opted for a business hotel which is geared towards guests constantly on the go. The Mitsui Garden Hotel, located right by Okayama Station, had a breakfast buffet promising a glimpse into the local breakfast culture. I was giddy with anticipation as I shuffled my way in and was greeted by a spread that perfectly encapsulated the fusion of traditional Japanese flavors with modern convenience. Typically, when I'm at a buffet, I like trying a little bit of everything. In traditional Japanese portioning, the majority of dishes were in its own small portion bowls, allowing me to try one of each dish laid out. Savoring the flavors of Okayama through my personal experience of the region's culinary heritage, my breakfast was more than just a meal. It was a journey through the heart of Japanese gastronomic delights. Feeling quite sated from that incredible breakfast, we sauntered off to catch the Shinkansen to Hiroshima. And just my luck, Starbucks just released their spring menu, so of course I ordered the sakura flavored coffee.
We got the sakura flavor.
For this trip, we made our way to Miyajima Island to visit Itsukushima Shrine, where the famous floating torii gate is. We visited Itsukushima back in 2019, but it was disappointingly under renovation as part of the beautification efforts for the 2020 Summer Olympics. The infamous bowing deer of Nara have somehow made their way here on Miyajima, but these ones are more assertive about taking food from you, with some even trying to chew through people's bags for it. Regardless of how cute and friendly they seem, do not feed them. They are still wildlife, no matter how much of a Disney princess they may make you feel. I was saddened to miss my window of opportunity to have a more detailed up-close look of the gate during early morning low tide, as we arrived a few hours late. Luckily, magnificent views of the Torii Gate were still possible even at the distance I was in. Despite missing my initial opportunity, being able to witness the splendor of the floating Torii Gate made up for any past mishaps during 2019. A huge part of why I insisted on coming back to Miyajima is because of the Rakuma Cafe. I could have gone to the more well-trodden location in Kyoto, but I preferred this gem tucked away from the crowds. got to indulge in the cutest themed treats, highlighting the popular local confection called momiji manju, a cake made of buckwheat and rice, usually filled with red bean paste. Anyone who's a huge fan of Rakuma should consider visiting here, as they do have Hiroshima and Miyajima exclusive merchandise. And even if you aren't, it's still worth coming to this island just for the Torii Gate alone. Sometimes it's off the beaten path experiences that leave the biggest impression. And for me, this cozy corner of Miyajima was a delightful reminder of the joy of discovery. As we got back to the mainland, we passed by the atomic bomb dome, and as much as I wanted to revisit the Peace Memorial Park, we couldn't spare time for it. There's always next time, I suppose. But before leaving Hiroshima altogether, we went to the Pokemon Center for the exclusive regional merchandise, which I happily bought. Before heading back to Okayama, I couldn't resist the allure of Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki. Having tried Osaka's version, Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki differs by layering ingredients instead of mixing them together. Each bite was a delectable blend of flavors, leaving my taste buds thoroughly satisfied. With my craving fulfilled, it was time to catch the Shinkansen back to Okayama and rest up for the next and final leg of this trip, Tokyo. Thank you for watching part 4. See you in the next video. Bye bye.